can handle the truth.
Yes.
Why?
We appreciate the truth.
Like, if I told you to get in shape, how would you react?
If you told me to get in shape, yeah, it's your preference. Maybe it's not mine, and I tell you to go
your
fuck
idea of what's
yourself.
good
Do you
for
think
guys.
women's standards in America are delusional?
No, every woman has different standards. How can you generalize like that?
Do you think most American women are hoes?
What is a hoe?
High body count.
Is that something that's bad for you?
Do you think it's good? A lock that can be opened by many keys is a faulty lock. But a key that can open many locks is a master key.
That lock analogy, it's just a bullshit.
Things like equality, I don't think they think that through. Because what if they just said, boom, all right, we're all equal.
Shit, we romance them.
Right. Now, what about this? What if they said only 50% of women can be models? Only 50% of women can be cosmetologists? Only 50% of men can be bricklayers. Only 50% men can be engineers. And then we are forced into those jobs that we don't want to. Like, I don't want to be building no houses, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to take out my trash. Like, I don't want to do any of those things.
It's real about feminism.
It's really about women wanting special privileges and treatment at the expense of men often. And I think it's alive and well, sadly. I think life is easier if you're a girl. I think there's a lot of benefits that men don't have. I'm not going to speak anything to race. I'm just talking about gender specifically. It's usually like an excuse. Like, honestly, I think as a girl, you have equal opportunity in the world. I think there's benefits. Like, for example, we have quotas for women in specific jobs that are given to us that aren't given to men. So yeah, I would say it's easier being a girl.
That ignores a lot that I'm a woman with a disability. So there's a lot stopping me that you don't have to think about.
I'm talking about as a woman.
So the barriers, right, that we constantly ignore that are very much systemic and microaggressive, right? We see them and experience them every day.
Like what in the U.S.? Like what?
What would you like to know an example of?
I know you said that there's like barriers. I want to know what barriers in the U.S. today as a woman.
Well, as a woman or as a woman of color? Let's be specific.
As a woman. I said as a woman.
Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
I can't make this shit up. Y'all
anything that a man can do, I deserve to be treated equal. I am so sick and tired of being treated like one of the guys. What can a girl do to get an ounce of respect from men? Chivalry?
Get paid the same as a man, and I think you understand that. So if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man, and do I get to choose what I do with my body?
You're going to make the same if you do as good a job. You're going to make the same if you do as good a job, and I happen to be pro-life. Okay? I'm pro-life.
Okay, what's something that's not a cult but seems like a cult?
Modern feminism. Y'all are really out here screaming that men have more rights than us, but like, what can they do that we can't? Like, I want you to give me a list. I need a list. Also, the wage gap is bullshit. It's bullshit. And just to prove my point, my husband and I, we both work our asses off for the money that we make. We are in the same industry. We do a lot of the same stuff in the same field of work. But guess who makes more money? You want to take a guess? It's me. I do. And that's not me coming from my husband. I actually think he should make more money for how much work he does. Also, if a man compliments you or holds the door open for you, it's not sexist. They're just being fucking nice. Say thank you. So in conclusion, I'm convinced that y'all are trying to wipe the male species off this planet. So that makes you a cult to me.
Feminism is a literal scam. That women should be out in the workforce working 40+ hour weeks while their children stay at home.
I don't know how many times I need to say this, but real feminism is about equal opportunities for all genders. If you call yourself a feminist and you judge and belittle women who decide to stay at home and look after their kids, then you're not a real feminist.
While women have 4 phases of their cycle that give them extremely different hormone levels and energy levels, that they should be doing the exact same routine every day.
Yes, I can agree with that. The working week was made for men, by men, and it does not suit anybody who has a menstrual cycle. But that's patriarchy. That's nothing to do with feminism.
I'm down for the boss babe shit. I am building 2 businesses right now.
Not everyone has the privilege to not work a 9 to 5 and start 2 businesses from home instead.
They're not meant to be in hustle all the time.
What you're really saying is that the way that the working world is set up is not meant for women, and I can totally agree with that, but your problem and your issue here is patriarchy. It's not with feminism.
The whole feminism movement,
it's so fake. Come on, feminism it's the biggest joke in the entire world. Nothing that feminism aspires to today, modern feminism, makes women happy. I don't even understand it anymore. It's like, if you don't like my body for being 3,000 pounds, it's because of the patriarchy. No, it's because nobody likes that. That's disgusting. It's unhealthy, and nobody should want to date that. Like, women, I don't want to look at it. Men don't want to look at it. And I'm straight. Like, so it's a cop out. It means I don't want to get healthy, but instead of me going to the gym, I'm going to say that the men in the patriarchy created this idea that people should be healthy and take care of themselves. It drives me insane. I absolutely cannot stand it.
What about women that always say, like, women don't get paid as much as men?
Yeah.
I always hear that. How do you respond to that?
It drives me insane. It drives me insane.
Is that a fact?
But that's true, no?
It is not true when they do the same jobs as men.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you want to work at Vogue and pick out pretty bags for a photo shoot, but you don't get paid as much as an engineer. The truth is that if you go into a career and you want to be a buyer for Macy's, and men are, taking business classes and want to go be CEOs of hedge funds, they're going to make more money. We have different interests, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Like, men and women are not the same. We are biologically different. We have biological predispositions. The idea that women should want to climb the top of a ladder and, go into corporate America and be there forever. Women want to have kids, right? So there's another reason that they're not making as much money as men, is because a lot of women want to stay home with their children, which is an admirable goal, which feminism tries to wipe away. Like, oh, if you want to stay at home, something that women say to me all the time, why don't you make your husband a sandwich? Okay. Is he hungry? Does he want a sandwich? Like, did he say something? I make my husband food. The last 4 nights, I made my husband dinner. Like, I don't understand this weird they're trying to shame women for taking care of their families. Like, that is another element of feminism that I cannot stand. It's an attack on family and these things that work. It works. But men are biologically unable to have children. So the aspiration to climb a ladder forever, to wake up every single day and not have to worry about being pregnant for 9 months, I mean, that makes sense. We're different creatures.
Modern feminism is a pro-abortion, pro-promiscuity movement. They label men as toxic. It's largely anti-man. They can't even define a woman. In fact, modern feminism will throw an actual biological woman under the bus for a trans woman. So it's not a pro-woman movement. It's actually an anti-woman movement and an anti-man movement. It's just anti-everything, modern feminism, because it's bad for society at large. So when I talk about, when people say to me, Jen, are you a feminist? I say no, because I am speaking through the lens of what feminism means to people today. If I turn around and I say yes because I'm thinking of 19th century feminism, no one's on the same page with me. Then I have to go through a whole thing of, oh, well, yes, I believe that women should have had the right to vote. You're asking me if I'm a feminist. You're using the terminology of today. You're using the lens of today through which people view that word.
Feminism is so big now is because women just want to feel like we're valued. At least how we learned about history is that men were like the ones that got to vote and make decisions, and like when women just wanted to feel valued.
Well, think about it. It's interesting too. Where do we learn about this feminist stuff, about being disempowered and all that? Where did it come from? School, which is taught by the government curriculum. Now, one could argue this was all intentionally done, where they push feminism to begin to separate the masculine and feminine. And here's the thing too, is that their goal is to control, once again, as many people as possible, and the way they do that is by controlling the next generation of kids. So if you can figure out a way to, in quotes, empower women to become more masculine, that separates the man and the woman in the nuclear family. And when you do that, the mom is out and she's hustling and bustling, the dad's out and he's hustling and bustling, so fuck, who's taking care of the kids? The government. Now the government indoctrinates the kid. Perfect. So that's why too, they destroy the nuclear family intentionally, because a strong family makes strong men too, and strong men make a strong nation. Strong nation isn't easily controlled.